congratulations. Today is your review day and pep talk story day, and hopefully you've passed off all your songs. Make sure they're passed off and perfected before you move on to the review here and before we move on to next week. So just make sure everything's ready to go. I wanted to tell you a story today that's going to give you a little motivation for piano specifically, okay? So when my son Cato was in 3rd grade, he started to really hate playing the piano. He didn't want to do it anymore. He was tired of practicing. He just didn't want to play anymore. So I thought about it and I thought, how am I going to get this kid to like to play the piano? And so I thought, well, maybe if he starts to make some money off of it, because skills and talents that you develop, whatever they are, you can eventually start selling them or making money. Do you know what I mean? Like people who get really good at fingernails, they can start having people pay them to do their fingernails or whatever, you know. There's all kinds of skills and talents that you can use to make money. So I said, Cato, would you want to try to teach some lessons to make some money? He was good enough that he had a foundation in music. He could teach some music, and so he said he would try. So we put a little ad on Facebook to see if we could find some students, and fortunately we found 2. So Cato's 3rd grade little boy, and we found a 4th and 5th grade girls who wanted to take lessons. And when I first told him who was ready to take lessons, he was a little nervous and a little shy. And the first day that we met his one student, he came and he opened the door, and he looked up, and his piano student was 2 feet taller than him. And I just remember him just staring at her like, oh no, what am I getting into? But he took her over to the piano. They had a piano lesson. She was wonderful. His first 2 students were actually really wonderful. They practiced. They helped him along. It was good. But he started to make some money, and we have continued that with our other kids. As soon as they get to a certain level, they start teaching piano lessons, and it is a great way to earn some money because it's a weekly thing. You have people coming. You give them about a 30-minute lesson and charge them $8 to $10, and it's pretty good money for a kid. So I'm giving you a pep talk. I'm telling you, if you can get good at the piano, you can start making money. You can start doing things with your talent to help you in a lot of ways. So don't give up. This is your pep talk for today. Get to the point where you can do something with this talent. You can teach, you can perform, you can do all kinds of things. So you can play for people who sing, all kinds of stuff. So don't give up. That's my pep talk. All right, let's move on to the review, and then you're done with the week. For today's review, we're starting on page 81 of Learn to Play Piano. So if you see this page, this doesn't look like our regular review pages. This is a little different. Again, we have some QR codes here like we've had in previous lessons. And the directions say, circle the time signature that matches the music sample. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn on these little QR codes that have songs. And as you're listening to the song, you need to determine if it's a 4/4 beat or if it's a 3/4 beat. You have to find the rhythm of these songs and see if there are 4 beats that repeat or if it's more like 3 beats, 3 strong beats that repeat. Go ahead and pause the video and complete this assignment and then come back to the next page. On page 82 of Learn to Play Piano, at the top it tells us, use only F notes to give each measure the correct number of beats. So looking here at these measures and noticing my time signature, first of all, you had to decide how many beats are supposed to be in the measures, and then you're going to put a note above each of the arrows to make those measures equal the number of beats that are supposed to be in it. So then the one below says cross out measures that don't have exactly 3 beats. So you'll go ahead and do that. And below that it says draw stems on all the notes on the correct side and going the right direction. So this is something we learned quite a bit before this lesson. So you're just going to have to remember the rules I'm just going to kind of give you a brief review of the rules, okay? So anything above the middle line, the stems go down. Anything below the middle line, the stems go up. And any stems going up, go up on the right side. And any stems going down, go down on the left side. So maybe that'll help you, maybe not, but hopefully you just remember how to do this anyways. Go ahead and pause the video and complete this assignment, and then come back for our last review page today. Turn with me now to Notes page 36, and at the top you'll see our first direction says practice drawing treble and bass clef signs. So this is an easy one. You're just going to trace that first one and then draw 4 more after that. Then on the bottom, we're starting a funny little thing called the funnies, and our direction says fill in the missing letters of the joke by writing in the note names with the corresponding numbers. Looking over at the note cards, C has a big 1 underneath and B has a big 2 underneath. So any ones you're going to put a C, and any 2s you're going to put a B, and that's how these funnies will work. So I kind of helped you out a lot on the first one. I probably won't help you out as much on the next ones just because you'll know how to do it. But go ahead and pause the video and complete this assignment. And then at the very end of the video, make sure that you are checking your work and that you have all of the answers correct before you move on to the next set of lessons. Great job this week, and I'll see you later.